Hello, students, and welcome back to Diksha's Learning World. I hope you all are safe and secure at your places. I am Diksha Kesarwani, your English teacher, and today we'll be studying a very interesting topic, that is transformation of sentences. And this is part 2 of the video. In part 1, we have discussed how to convert or how to transform interrogative sentence into assertive sentence and assertive sentence into interrogative sentence, and I hope it is clear to everyone. Now in this video we will learn how to transform exclamatory sentence into assertive sentence and how to transform assertive sentence into imperative sentence. So without further wasting any time, let's begin. So we'll learn how to transform exclamatory sentence to assertive sentence and vice versa. So in order to change an exclamatory sentence into an assertive one, we use words like very, so, wish, great, earnestly, really, and etc. that suggest the strong, sudden emotion expressed in the exclamatory sentence. And the exclamation mark is also dropped. So let's see the basic rules how to convert exclamatory sentence to assertive sentences. Okay, so let's see what rule 1 says. Rule 1 says that subject and verb of exclamatory sentence are to be used as the subject and verb of assertive sentence at the outset of the sentence. At the outset of sentence means what? At the beginning of the sentence. And if in exclamatory sentence the word how and what is used, so we have to replace it by very before adjective and great before noun. For example, see this sentence. How fortunate you are. How fortunate you are. So over here, if you will see this sentence, what is my subject over here? In this particular sentence, my subject is you, right? And what is the helping verb? Helping verb is are. The helping verb is are, right? The helping verb is are. So over here what you have to do is, as it is mentioned in the rule that the subject and verb of exclamatory sentence are to be used as the subject and verb of assertive sentence at the outset of the sentence. That means we have to use the subject and verb at the beginning of our sentence. So what we are doing is, we are just using the subject and the auxiliary verb at the beginning of our assertive sentence. See, over here we are using you are, and then what you have to identify, you have to identify that this word fortunate, this word fortunate is what? This word fortunate is your adjective or noun? This is your adjective. Okay, so this is your adjective. So before adjective we have to use the word very. Okay, so before adjective we have to use the word very. So what we have done over here, we have just placed very before adjective. So the sentence has transformed into assertive sentence and it has become what? You are very fortunate. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's look another sentence. Okay. What a fool you are. What a fool you are. Again what we have to do? Again we have to just identify the subject and the helping verb, which is you and are. Okay, and then we have to place it at the beginning of our assertive sentence. So we have just placed you are over there, and then we have to understand what is this fool. This fool is what? Adjective or noun? This is noun, right? So before the word fool we have used the word great. So our assertive sentence has been changed from exclamatory to assertive into what? You are a great fool, right? You are a great fool. I'm sorry, I'm not saying it to you, but I'm just changing or transforming exclamatory sentence into assertive sentence. I hope this is clear to everyone. Now if we have to change this exclamatory sentence into interrogative sentence, so how we can change? It is really very simple. As we can see, we are having auxiliary verb over here, so we just have to place the auxiliary verb at the outset of our sentence, and as this is positive sentence, so we have to convert it into negative interrogative sentence. So it will become what? It will become, aren't you a great fool? And we have placed a question mark. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. In the previous example also we have done the same thing. Aren't you fortunate? Question mark. Okay, so I hope rule 1 is clear to everyone. Now let's look at rule 2. What rule 2 says? Rule 2 says that sometimes the subject and verb may be eclipsed. Eclipsed means over here that the subject and the verb may not be there in the sentence. Like for example over here, what a beautiful scenery. Over here we are not having subject, right? So what we have to do is we have to use the word it is a very beautiful scenery. We have to use the word it is. Okay, we have to use the word it is. So what we have done, we have just copied the rest part of the sentence, removing the word what. It is a very beautiful scenery. Next one is what a pity. So when we are changing it from exclamatory to assertive, it has become what? It is a great pity. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's see rule 3. Rule 3 says that whenever a sentence is having words, interjection words like hooray, bravo, we have to replace it by I rejoice or we rejoice that. Or you can say it is a matter of joy that. For example, in exclamatory sentence, hooray, we have won the match. Hooray, we have won the match. So this is having what? This is having the word hooray, which is an interjection. Okay, so we have to remove this word hooray. Okay, because it is expressing what? It is expressing happiness. So we can use what? It is a matter of joy that we have won the match, and then we have to just copy the rest of the sentence. Okay, and you can also just change it like this also. We rejoice that we have won the match. That would also be correct. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now let's see rule 4. Rule 4 says that whenever your sentence is having an interjection such as alas, we have to replace it by I mourn that, or we mourn that, or it can be it is a matter of sorrow or grief that. Means you can use these 3 words. Okay, it can be mourn, it can be sorrow, or it can be grief, because all these 3 words, they represent what? They represent sadness. Okay, so in the exclamatory sentence, alas, he has failed. So when we are changing it from exclamatory sentence to assertive sentence, the sentence has become what? We mourn that he has failed. Okay, or it is a matter of sorrow that he has failed. Understood? It is really very easy. If you remember all the rules, it is very easy to convert or change exclamatory sentence to assertive sentence, or assertive sentence to exclamatory sentence. Okay, now let's see rule 5. What rule 5 says? Rule 5 says that if in your sentence you have words like had, were, if, I would, that at the outset. At the outset means at the beginning of the sentence. So you have to replace it by I wish plus subject again plus were plus had plus rest of the part of the sentence. For example, means it might sound little bit tricky, but it is really very easy. Let's look at the example. It will be more clear to you. Had I the wings of a bird. Had I the wings of a bird. So over here had is used, I is used, the wings of a bird is used, right? Okay, so what the rule says? The rule says that we have to replace it by I wish. So we have used over here I wish plus subject. What is your subject? I is your subject. So we have placed I over there, and then we had used what? Were or had. Okay, so over here had was used, so we have used had. Okay, so I wish I had the wings of a bird. Full stop. Simple, very easy. Okay, let's see second example. If I were young again. If I were young again. So again we have to replace it by what? I wish, and we have to use subject, which is I, and then over here were is used, and that is why we have to use were over here. So I wish I were young again. So this is just your rest part of the sentence which you have copied. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. Next sentence, would that I could be a child. So it will become what? I wish I could be a child. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. Now we will transform assertive sentence to imperative sentence, or imperative sentence to assertive sentence. the rule is same for both. So let's quickly see how to convert or change assertive sentence to imperative sentence and vice versa. Okay, so when you are converting imperative sentence to assertive sentence, so rule 1 says that you have to add subject. Now, why you have to add subject? Why you have to add subject? You have to add subject because I have already told you that in imperative sentence, the subject you is implied. Okay, it is not mentioned in the sentence, but it is understood that the subject is you. Okay, so that is why you have to add the subject. Okay, and then you have to add what? You have to add should plus rest of the sentence. For example, in imperative sentence, do the work. Okay, so over here you is not mentioned, which is the subject. Okay, so you have to add you at the outset of the sentence, and then you have to add what? You have to add should, and then rest part of the sentence, that is do the work. Okay, it is really very easy and interesting. I hope rule 1 is clear to everyone. Now let's see rule 2. In rule 2, please or kindly, if in a sentence please or kindly is used, so you have to replace it by you are requested to. You have to replace it by you are requested to. For example, in imperative sentence, please help me, please help me. So you have to replace this please by what? You have to replace this please by you are requested to. So the sentence will become you are requested to help me. Simple. I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's see second rule 3. If in any sentence, imperative sentence, do not is used. Okay, so you have to replace it by you should not. You should not. Like do not run in the sun. Do not run in the sun. So it will become what? You should not run in the sun. Now let's see rule 4. Never word is replaced by you should never. Okay, so if in imperative sentence the sentence says never tell a lie, so it will be what? You should never tell a lie. Okay, I hope this is clear to everyone. Let's see rule 5. Rule 5 says that whenever in your imperative sentence the word let us is used, so we have to replace it by we should. For example, let us go out for a walk. Let us go out for a walk. So in assertive sentence it will become what? We should go out for a walk. We just have to replace this word let us, and then we have to use we should. We have to use we should, and then we have to copy the rest part of the sentence. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now let's see the last rule, that is rule 6. If in a sentence let plus noun or pronoun is used, we have to replace it by subject plus might. We have to replace it by subject plus might. Okay, for example, let him play football. Let him play football. Over here him is your what? Him is your pronoun. So we have replaced it by what? He might play football. Simple. Okay, so I hope this is clear to everyone, how to convert imperative sentence to assertive sentence and how to change exclamatory sentence into assertive sentence. Okay, so if you are having any problem, you can ask me in the comment section. I am there to help you all. Okay, and if you like this video and if you have learned something new today, so do subscribe my channel and do like my video. Thank you and have a nice day.